At this point, I'd like to introduce our second speaker for tonight. Our second speaker is Anandi Thompson. As a holistic health counselor for the past 10 years, Anandi has coached hundreds of people in detox programs, as well as delivering workshops on wellness topics. She has worked closely with medical doctors, chiropractic physicians, doctors of physical therapy, and other health practitioners to develop custom wellness programs for their clients and patients. Anandi watched her clients' symptoms diminish or even disappear simply by cleaning up the way they eat. However, holistic counseling goes beyond just nutrition and includes overall lifestyle. Lifestyle refers to a person's external world and how it impacts their internal self mentally, emotionally, and physically. In part 2 of Detoxing, Anandi would like to share with you her talk this week, Cleansing from the Outside In. Please welcome Anandi Thompson.
Thank you, Wesley. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The first time I had to detox my external world, I was forced to by a band of pantry moths. If you don't know what a pantry moth is, consider yourself blessed. These little guys come in through grains bought in any store, grains like rice, wheat, in crackers, things like that. They come in and they have babies called larvae. And the babies look like webs of yellow dust inside of the package of grains. And then it starts coming out and it goes in under jar lids, in between cracker boxes, in pastas, and it spreads throughout the whole pantry. And for us, it also spread even beyond our pantry into our cabinets where coffees and teas and oils were. It was gross. So as I began to scour the kitchen, I tossed items out. I tossed expired spices that were 8 years old. I tossed old, hardened, frozen fish that's stuffed in the back of my freezer. So as I was throwing and tossing all this out, I noticed my mind quieted down, and I realized there was a deeper level of cleansing at play here. So I became a detoxifier. I dashed from room to room. I dashed from closet to closet. I dashed from cabinet to cabinet, dresser to dresser, cleaning out every nook and cranny that I could clean out. I found 4 broken VCR machines, 20 pounds of unusable cable, bottles of who knows what was in it at one time, and dozens of magazines nobody was going to read. Although these things may seem trite or irrelevant, they build up over time, and after a while, they can weigh you down without you even realizing it. So this became a family affair. My husband got involved, my son got involved, and we all loved tossing things into the trash or into the giveaways. So letting go of outdated items, expired items, toxic items that no longer support you, it frees up the brain to have new ideas. It energizes the body, releasing old habits and thought patterns, and it makes room for more inspired thinking and more inspired lifestyle. So I came up with 3 phases. I like to keep things simple and structured. But if you're the type of person that likes to be carefree and frenzied, then go for it. There is no right way to detox your external world. So my 3 phases, phase 1 is physical, phase 2 is personal, and phase 3 is relational. So in phase 1, as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of activity in this phase. This is when you are cleaning out your closets, cleaning up your pantries, weeding your garden, and doing those sorts of things. So I'm pretty systematic in my approach to things, as you may already be able to see. So I have 3 physical areas that I worked in. Outside the house, which was your car, the yard, the sheds. Inside the house, between the walls, patios, lanai, or an attached garage. And then the third, what I called into the corners we would prefer not to go. So I will tell you, for number one, outside the house, we have a garage, 3-car garage we turned into a studio, a music and yoga studio. It took us 3 years to clean out and detoxify our garage because we realized that every single thing that we picked up needed a decision of whether it was going to get thrown away, put away, or stored somewhere else. So also you may consider detoxifying things like your tools, like, let's see, tools, clothes, your technology, your finances. And just to give you another little story, I kept a pair of jeans I bought when I was 15. At 50 years old, I put those jeans on, took a picture, posted that picture, everything was wonderful. And now those jeans have been in the back of my closet for the last 6 years gathering dust. Do I really need to keep those jeans? I don't know. So at the end of phase one, you're going to feel lightened up and freed up and have some extra brain space. Moving into phase two is what I call personal. So this is a more reflective phase when you're wondering and wandering and meditating and napping, reading, and just considering life. So you may ask yourself a question in this phase. How happy am I with my blank? And fill in the blank with the word that works for you. For me, I use the words joy, creativity, spirituality, and self-development. So a few months back, I was not happy with my level of self-development, which is why I joined Toastmasters. So at the end of this phase, you may feel more balanced, a little peaceful energy, and connected with your internal self. So moving into phase three, relationship. With this new connection with your internal self, it makes it a lot easier to identify areas in your life that simply don't work. Certain beliefs, ideas, approaches, hobbies, vices, and even people that may be toxic in your life now. So during this phase, I had a friend that went through this process, and at 54, she became a vegetarian. So who knows? So you may ask yourself some questions during this phase. For instance, could a toxic relationship be weighing me down? Is chronic stress devouring your happiness? Does your work or any part of it give you joy and fulfillment? So considering these, you're going to start releasing things out in your external world, and they're just going to slip out, and you're going to feel yourself more uplifted, more inspired, more clear in your mind, and really just more excited about the future in your life. So overall, you can call this detoxifying your external world a cleansing for a spring cleaning for your life. So during this spring cleaning for your life, you have the opportunity to detoxify your external world while freeing up your internal self. So bottom line is, if one day you open up your pantry and a little moth flies out, take it as a sign that it's time to cleanse from the outside in.